How to assemble a set of screw elements for a twin screw extruder with Extratech service engineer Dan Chapman. Begin by ensuring that all of your screw elements are removed from the wax coating. Be careful that you don't damage your elements during this process. Make sure that the bores and faces are clean before continuing. Proceed to lay out your screw elements in accordance with the design drawing. We have laid out our elements from right to left, finishing with our discharge screw and end pin. Next, ensure that both shafts are clean and coat in a thin layer of anti-seize. Test the shaft by running a feed screw to and from the length. The face should remain clean and free from buildup. Begin your assembly by adding your first feed screw or start screw. It is important to remember that each spline on the shaft represents a 15-degree angle. So you must make sure to begin with the point of the screw's face added at a 0 degrees position. Continue to add your sleeves and end pin. When assembling the feed screws, you are looking to align the faces and flights to create a seamless spiral with your screw elements. Here we are demonstrating a few ways that your feed screw may become misaligned. This will cause issues within your configuration, so it will need to be corrected before adding additional screw elements. As you continue adding your remaining feed screws, make sure that they remained aligned, clean, and free from built-up anti-seize. If you encounter resistance when adding your screw elements, this indicates that you haven't applied copper grease or anti-seize evenly to the shaft. As you move on to include your first 30-degree block paddle, or kneading block, you're using the same principles as with the feed screws, aligning the faces and flights. Now we are going to demonstrate how to include another block paddle at a 30-degree increment. You can see that we go along one spline for 15 degrees and then a second to create that 30-degree angle. Next, we are adding a block of 6 paddles at 60 degrees. You can see that we align the 60-degree paddle with the 30, moving along 4 splines to create that 60-degree angle. This section of your own assembly will vary depending on your mixing requirements. We are now adding our final 60-degree block paddle, and will continue to include the remaining 90-degree block paddles. Here you can see that the 90-degree angle is clearly demonstrated as the individual paddles cross each other horizontally and vertically. We have finished with a discharge screw or end screw that is aligned with our block paddle in the 0 degrees position that we used when beginning our assembly. Here we are inserting the end pin into the counter bore. It is important to note that only one operator should assemble and tighten the shafts. If they are unevenly tightened, a repetitive knocking sound may be heard, which is often confused for a gearbox fault, but can induce premature wear or cracking of the screw elements. In the next clip, we will demonstrate the correct setup of the screw elements on the shafts using the roll technique. This is a significant part of the assembly process and should not be overlooked. When placed together and rolled on a flat surface, the screw elements should roll together in one fluid motion. Any loud or intermittent knocking sounds may signify a misaligned element. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more videos.